state, but I think for anybody seeking the vibrational state, wanting to experience it, whether it's never been experienced before or maybe someone is attempting to experience it again, I would say it might be worth trying, experiencing it right upon awakening. And also relaxing yourself to the point where you start dozing off and then intending on astral projection. Because I think intending on it is important. There's something about saying you want to do that. I want to talk about the vibrational state and the state of consciousness when I've experienced the vibrational state. I know that the vibrational state can be experienced through many different states. Like it is the case that people astral project from meditation, they astral project from being awake, they astral project in all sorts of different ways. There's all sorts of different ways that people astral project, experience the vibrational state, and so on. For me, the only way I've been able to experience the vibrational state when I'm actually in bed, like when I'm actually like flat on my back or on my side, whatever, different positions, the full-on vibrational state has always happened right after a loss of consciousness. And what I mean by a loss of consciousness is that I either woke up from a nap, woke up from being asleep at night, or I've been in meditation, or I've been kind of in bed, whatever, and then I doze off for a minute, like kind of like fall asleep for a little bit and wake back up. And I meditated a couple times for like up to 2 hours. And I was able to reach some of the astral projection symptoms where I'm like attempting astral projection. But I didn't get to the full vibrational state from being fully awake, going into meditation and trying to make that happen. What has to happen is I have to doze off. I have to go to sleep and then come to. And it kind of just seems like I go to sleep for like a few seconds is what it feels like. And then I come to again. And then I'll either find myself in the vibrational state or I'll be able to do line to force, whatever it is I'm doing, and then I'll go into the vibrational state. Now, I know that I'm awake because I feel myself wake up and I'm awake. Another way that I know that I'm awake when that happens, have been times where either like I just wasn't prepared or just, going through the learning process and I've actually moved and sat up and gotten myself out of the vibrational state. And so I know because I'm awake, I'm experiencing it, and then I decide, okay, I don't want to do this. Let me sit up. And then I'm able to actually sit up and my consciousness is I'm still awake. It's still very clear that I'm awake. There have been times where I'm kind of like asleep and I'll fall asleep and then I'll wake up, or like I'm really tired. I'm tired. I'm getting ready to go to sleep and I'm kind of dozing in and out. And then I'll feel it coming. For me, it's surrounding wakefulness and asleep and being in that state. And there have been times where I've dodged the vibrational state by just like going deeper and falling to sleep and not recalling it, waking up and breaking out of it that way. And then also holding on. And then what I find is I go through the vibrational state and then it's just, I find myself somewhere. I find myself in an out-of-body experience. I've also felt myself separate from the body, where that's the astral projection part, where you experience a separation. I haven't always experienced separation. There are times where I feel the vibrational state, and instead of feeling the separation process or a partial separation, I'm lucid, I'm aware, and I believe it's an out-of-body experience that was linked to that vibrational state. When I find myself out of the body, it's very similar to out-of-body experiences that I have experienced without the vibrational state. Sometimes it's while I'm asleep, I'll suddenly find myself out of body and I'm lucid and I'm like, okay, is this a lucid dream? Well, it's lucid, but then it feels like is that out of body then? And I've been able to confirm through astral projection and being aware of the separation process and afterward that in fact those lucid dreams were out of body experiences, which is what I suspected. And astral projection, being aware of the separation process and beyond the separation process, was able to confirm that for me. Yeah, so for some reason there's that dozing off. So I have the intention of astral projecting, or I'm waking up out of sleep, like out of a nap or from sleeping at night. And as soon as I wake up, I go, wait a minute. I remember in a calm manner, calm body, I want to attempt to astral project. So then I'll go ahead and attempt, astral projection technique. I tend to attempt the lines of force technique, and then I'll find myself in the vibrational state. Or I'll just attempt it and be like, okay, I want to astral project. I'll lose consciousness, and then I'll come to, and I'll find myself in the vibrational state. And then I know that I'm awake because I feel clearly awake. And I've actually been able to sit up and get out of the vibrational state. I've also not been able to get up and move during the vibrational state because I then at that point found myself in sleep paralysis. And I'm fine with all of that. I find myself in meditation when I'm meditating, but I also, many times I'm awake and I'm out and about doing stuff, talking, interacting, but I'm in a meditative state, even though my eyes are open and I'm walking around. So there are a couple of different ways to experience meditation, and I think there are several different ways to experience a vibrational state and astral projection, out-of-body experiences. So, and then when I attempt astral projection, or as soon as I wake up out of a nap or wake up out of sleep, it's like, well, I just lost consciousness and I'm coming to. So let me use that. Let me go into the vibrational state. And I'll find sometimes that, that it'll happen. Which is pretty neat. Yeah, so I just wanted to talk about that. I think that's for whatever reason, it's an important component in achieving the vibrational state. It's an important component for me to achieve it. That's not for necessarily everybody. I think people have different angles and different things that work for them, which is pretty cool. Now, one of the times where I can lose sleep, like I can doze off and come to, is like right before I go to sleep, like bed, like to go to sleep for the night. And I doze off and come to, and I can experience a vibrational state then. Also, when I'm waking up in the morning or I'm waking up from a nap, that buzzing feeling through meditation. And I kind of wonder if that's sort of a mild form of the vibrational state, if it's something else. But it's definitely having to do with being in an altered state, because meditation does place a person in an altered state of consciousness. So yoga places people in an altered state of consciousness also. There's several different things that can place a person in an altered state of consciousness. So anyway, just want to talk about that. I think I've made a video about it already where I pinpoint losing consciousness right before the vibrational state. But I think for anybody seeking the vibrational state, wanting to experience it, whether it's never been experienced before, or maybe someone is attempting to experience it again, I would say it might be worth trying, experiencing it right upon awakening, and also relaxing yourself to the point where you start dozing off, and then intending on astral projection. Because I think intending on it is important. There's something about saying you want to do that. Another thing, I think that the lines of force technique and like focusing, I talked about that in other videos, but where I focus lines shooting out from here out like 6 feet in front of me, and they meet into a point, and then I extend them back, and then once they meet there, I extend them out this way, and then the vibrational state kicks in. I also envision a pyramid sometimes when that happens, like I'm like the pyramid, like my head is in the pyramid, or I'm looking at a large pyramid in front of me and I'm on my back. I'll do that sometimes. I think that doing that, I think focuses the energy here. And so it goes here, and there's that focus on those lines. But what's happening energetically is that there's energy here and it's being held there, and then it's pulling out with lines of force technique. I'll link a playlist of videos where I talk about astral projection techniques, meditation, lucid dreaming, and so on. And then lines of force will come up in those videos because I've talked about it a few times. if anybody's interested or doesn't know what I'm talking about when I refer to lines of force. But it does do something energetically here. And then the pulling side, there's something about the ears with the vibrational state. So yeah, just wanted to think about those things, talk about those things.